Tonight, the dangerous and fast-moving winter storm slamming the east as a surge of Arctic air sends temperatures plunging, and there's more brutal weather on the way. Cars spinning out, a snowplow slamming into an SUV, while in Milwaukee, this car sent dangling over the highway edge. Snow blanketing states as far south as North Carolina. Al Roker tonight tracking the next wave of storms from coast to coast. The powerful earthquake rocking Japan. Cameras capturing violent shaking. The quake sparking this massive fire. The region now bracing for aftershocks. Hollywood battled the new hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers as Paramount goes to war with Netflix over the prized movie studio. Luigi Mangione's life on the run. Images of the accused killer's to-do list released, and new details about a gun magazine he had wrapped in underwear. Burglars targeting the dead, the crimes caught on camera, how thieves are turning obituaries into opportunities to break in. Cockpit chaos, troubling new video and audio as an airline pilot attempts to shut off the engines mid-flight with passengers on board. The guilty plea stemming from the Alex Murdaugh trial, what the court clerk just admitted to. A father and son rescued after being stranded in an alligator-infested swamp the moment they were found, caught on camera. Terrifying video as a train plows right into an SUV, sending it flying. How that driver is doing tonight. The unexpected attraction at a holiday parade. A massive black bear takes over the parade route. And the not-so-silent night. We'll show you the beloved Christmas tradition spilling out onto the court. Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. A dangerous snowstorm is pummeling parts of the East Coast right now, dropping nearly half a foot of snow in some areas. But this storm is just the beginning of a wave of winter systems set to bring snow, ice, and record cold temps from coast to coast. This was the scene in Waukesha, Wisconsin. A major highway shut down for hours after this SUV rear-ended a snowplow driver. While in Milwaukee, a highway crash this morning nearly sent this car careening over the wall. And there's more dangerous weather on the way. Take a look at this. Temperatures are set to plunge across the Northeast tomorrow, and we're tracking a 1-2 punch of storms coming next, set to unleash more snow, ice, and rain across the northern half of the country. We'll get to Al Roker with the forecast in a moment, but we start with Adrian Broaddus in Chicago.
Tonight, a surge of Arctic air blasting across the mid-Atlantic. A series of storms dropping rain and snow. In Waukesha, Wisconsin, I-94 shut down for hours after an SUV rear-ended a snowplow driver. In Milwaukee, a highway crash during the morning commute left this SUV close to going over the wall. No injuries were reported in either incident. The icy wet mess closing schools. Virginia slammed with up to 5 inches in parts of the state.
It's coming down pretty hard. All the schools are closed.
Winter alerts in effect for 11 million people from Montana to Michigan. Parts of Tennessee saw up to 2 inches of snow. Here in Chicago, temperatures below freezing today.
We've gotten lucky the last few years, so it was definitely something that was bound to happen.
In Colorado, nearly 70 avalanches have been reported since Friday.
We're still seeing a lot of the state, especially that central and northern mountains, sitting at considerable avalanche danger.
And in the Pacific Northwest, heavy rainfall turning deadly after a woman was killed over the weekend in Washington state when a tree fell on her car. The wintry mix causing a mess at some airports, grounding planes and delaying flights, turning the gridiron into a field of snow this weekend.
We are going to get a lot of snow this year. I can feel it.
Back in Chicago, the bitter blast could be a sign of the season ahead.
So we better get used to it.
All right, with that, Adrian joins us now. And Adrian, we see all that snow on the ground there in Chicago, and it's already been such a brutal winter for you guys.
That's right, Tom. So far, the city has already gotten 17 inches of snow, nearly the same amount as last year. And those below freezing temperatures are expected to last until tomorrow. Tom?
Adrian, thank you. And this is just the start of a parade of intense storms. Al Roker is here with us tonight. And Al, we're expecting more storms basically coast to coast.
That's right. And brutally cold temperatures, Tom. And as we can see, the jet stream takes a big dip the eastern half of the country. So tonight we are looking at records possible from Chicago, Burlington, down to Roanoke, Virginia. We look for cool conditions again, chilly conditions along the East Coast, but some warming air starts to make its way toward us. But then a second area of cold air comes in by Saturday. Minneapolis, single digits, wind chills well below. Buffalo into the mid-20s. Indianapolis, mid-20s and teens. And we've got winter weather alerts stretching from Montana all the way to the UP of Michigan for 11 million people. We're looking at anywhere from 6 to 8 inches of snow from northern Minnesota into interior sections of New York State, Tom.
All right, Al, thank you for that. We want to now move to that powerful earthquake off the Japanese coast, shaking buildings, sparking fires, and triggering a tsunami warning. Janice Mackey-Frayer with the dramatic images tonight.
The powerful earthquake sparking fires near Japan's northern coast, shaking buildings, causing alarms to ring and homes to sway, triggering tsunami waves and panic. The full extent of the damage and injuries still not clear. The magnitude 7.6 quake putting communities on alert up and down the Pacific coast. 90,000 people urged to evacuate to higher ground, and many did. Japan's Prime Minister Sanai Takeichi saying the government is putting people's lives first. Officials said there were no problems so far at any of Japan's nuclear sites. The earthquake hitting just north of the devastating magnitude 9.0 quake and tsunami back in 2011 that damaged a nuclear plant and killed nearly 20,000 people. Japan, in the so-called Ring of Fire, has 3 times more earthquakes than California. Officials are bracing for aftershocks, but say the tsunami warning is now lifted. The concern now is that a bigger earthquake could strike Japan in the days to come. So officials are warning nearly 200 communities on the coast to be prepared. Tom?
That region now on edge. All right, Janice, thank you. There is Hollywood drama of a different kind tonight. Paramount making a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, taking its offer straight to shareholders after Netflix won the first round. Chloe Malas has more on the battle.
Tonight, a plot twist in a Hollywood blockbuster deal. Paramount home to the CBS network and marquee franchises like Top Gun and Star Trek, making a $108 billion hostile takeover cash bid offer to buy Warner Brothers Discovery in full to head off Netflix's purchase of Warner Brothers Studios, HBO, and HBO Max. Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison on CNBC today making his case.
We are offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal they currently have signed up with Netflix.
The offer from Paramount comes after President Trump said he would personally be involved in the decision on if the Netflix deal should be allowed to go through, and today said both companies' offers should be examined.
We have to see the Netflix percentage of market, Paramount, the percentage of market. I mean, none of them are particularly great friends of mine.
Trump saying he met recently with Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos before the streaming giant made its offer that would combine the home of Stranger Things and Bridgerton with Warner Brothers Golden Globe nominees like Sinners and White Lotus.
We should always live like this.
Today's move was entirely expected. We have a deal done, and we are incredibly happy with the deal. We think it's great for our shareholders. We think it's great for consumers.
Today, Warner Brothers Discovery said it will carefully review the Paramount offer and advise shareholders within 10 days.
Do you think it's going to get even uglier? Because this seems like it's getting pretty messy.
Depends a little bit on how Warner Brothers responds. It could definitely get uglier because it seems like Ellison doesn't want to go down without a fight.
Chloe Malas joins us now. And Chloe, the Golden Globe nominations came out, and it shows what a powerhouse a combination of Netflix and Warner Brothers would be.
Absolutely. Well, Netflix received 35 nominations today. And when you combine HBO and Warner Brothers, that's another 30 more. So imagine if these two companies merged together, Tom, what a behemoth they would be, at least in the case of award shows.
Yes, some fear would dominate Hollywood. All right, Chloe, we thank you for that. Now to President Trump's new moves to help farmers hurt by his trade war. It comes as there's growing disagreement among Republicans over how to tackle Americans' concerns about the cost of living and health care. Here's Garrett Haig.
Tonight, President Trump's new move to help key supporters hurt by his trade war with China, inviting farmers to the White House.
We love our farmers, and as you know, the farmers like me.
Rolling out a $12 billion aid package for them, paid for by tariff revenue.
This relief will provide much-needed certainty to farmers, and it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices for American families.
President Trump was elected on a promise to lower prices. Today's move, the latest in a series of Trump executive actions aimed at addressing voters' economic anxieties.
We inherited a mess. Democrats caused the affordability problem, and we're the ones that are fixing it.
The White House pointing to wages rising, while average gas prices have dropped to under $3 a gallon. But overall, grocery prices are still up over 1%, ground beef up 14%. And former top ally turned antagonist, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, slamming the president's accusation it's all a Democratic hoax.
Use the word affordability. It's a Democrat hoax. They're the ones that drove the prices up.
It's one of the top issues, not only in my district, it's across the country.
A view gaining traction among some GOP lawmakers.
President Biden was an inflation machine, so things are better, but they're not well.
And there's growing disagreement among Republicans now over health care, some joining Democrats pushing to extend subsidies for Obamacare. The GOP facing pressure to come up with its own health care alternative.
We have to do something. I think Americans are asking for some help.
Garrett joins us tonight live from the White House. And Garrett, I know you're tracking another headline for us. The president now backing off his earlier comments on releasing video of that second boat strike on those people that survived.
Yeah, Tom, last week the president told reporters he would, quote, certainly release any Pentagon video of that second strike on an alleged drug boat from back in September. But asked about it again today, he deferred the decision to Secretary Hegseth. There have been conflicting accounts between Democrats and Republicans who have seen the video over what exactly it shows. Tom?
Garrett Haig for us tonight. Garrett, thank you. Luigi Mangione was back in court again today with the officer who first searched his backpack testifying. Stephanie Gosk was in the courtroom for that. Stephanie, what did the officer reveal?
Yeah, Tom, the officer said she pulled out a pair of wet gray underwear that was wrapped around that loaded magazine. It was one of two magazines found in that backpack. Also found in there a hand-drawn map of Altoona, Pennsylvania, where he was arrested. It wasn't the only hand-drawn map. There was another one that had the cities of Pittsburgh, Toledo, and St. Louis. Also in that backpack, a cell phone stuffed into what prosecutors are calling a Faraday bag. That's a special bag that blocks electronic messages and waves into that bag to keep the cell phone private. Also found an image of a USB necklace on Mangione. We spoke to a former special agent for the FBI, and he told us that it looks like he was trying to evade police for as long as possible, Tom.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you. Tonight, newly released video and audio recordings are revealing the terrifying moments when an off-duty pilot attempted to shut down the engines of a jet in the middle of a flight. The video shows the pilot describing his mental breakdown after taking psychedelic mushrooms. Here's Tom Costello.
Arriving at the gate in Portland to a heavy police presence, Horizon Airlines Flight 2059. Off-duty pilot Joseph Emerson in custody. Minutes earlier.
What's wrong? You want to be home?
The cockpit voice recorder captured the pilots reacting as Emerson, riding in the jump seat, tried to shut down the plane's engines in flight in 2023.
What's going on? It's Horizon 2059. We got a jump seat to just try to shut our engines off. We need to go direct to Portland now.
NBC station KGW obtained the recordings and video of Emerson in a police car.
Were you trying to kill yourself? 0.
I was trying to wake up.
Trying to wake up.
Because I don't feel like this is real. I didn't feel like it's real.
Emerson told police and the court that he'd hallucinated after taking psychedelic mushrooms 2 days earlier and hadn't slept in 40 hours as he struggled with depression. Last month, a federal judge sentenced Emerson to 46 days already served and supervised release.
I want to be accountable, but am I going to be forgiven for being so stupid.
Emerson is now an advocate for pilots' mental health, hoping to remove the stigma so pilots will seek help. Tom?
Okay, Tom. We want to show you some dramatic video now of a rescue of a father and son in Florida. The pair got stranded while riding an ATV in a remote swamp. Here's George Solis.
Yep, I got hands up waving. Roger.
A high-octane rescue of a father and son in the Everglades caught on camera. Watch as police spot the pair who were stranded in a preserve. The video showing the dramatic moment they were hoisted to safety.
Letting him get his hands.
It all started after a ride on an ATV took a turn.
My four-wheeler ran out of gas. We got stuck in a mud hole.
Out of gas and out of options, they called 911.
We're just here stranded, pretty far and almost out of water with my son. We have no food and no water, no flashlight.
The father telling the operator the pair burned through their gas as they tried to get out of the thick mud.
He lost his shoes in the mud too, so we're barefoot.
You can see the fire they started to stay warm.
But the sun's going down and the alligators are hungry, buddy.
That fire helped the Collier County Sheriff's Aviation Unit find the pair and pull off the high-stakes rescue.
If we clear our obstacles, but we're good right here. They're not spinning.
We got the call. It was about 30 minutes before sunset. And when the sun goes down in the middle of the Everglades, you need to get people out.
The father and son were both okay. George Solis, NBC News.
All right, we're back in 60 seconds with the new low-tech playbook for thieves. Now using obituaries to find homes to rob. The thefts caught on camera. That's next. We're back now with a disturbing way thieves are targeting homes. This time, they're not using sophisticated technology, but rather a simpler and sickening tactic using obituaries. Here's Liz Kreutz.
From the security video, this looks like a typical home break-in. You can see an alleged thief walking up to a house near San Jose, California, and then hours later walking out the front door carrying a safe. But the family that owns the home believes it was chosen for a unique and disturbing reason. John Tuttle says 2 days earlier, his family had posted an obituary for his mother-in-law who lived there in the local newspaper.
To have this happen to her home after her death, it's just adding insult to injury.
Tuttle says the thieves used an axe to break into a sliding glass door, making off with sterling silverware and a safe, which was empty. And they're not alone. Last month, this woman says one day after she posted her father's obituary, burglars targeted his home.
It's vile. I feel very violated.
In Detroit, authorities say this man pled guilty to using obituaries to find his targets, telling NBC News they identified him after luring him to a home using a fake obit. And in New York, a woman dubbed the Obit Bandit is currently serving an 11-year sentence for targeting half a dozen grieving families while they were away at funerals. Experts say criminals are putting a new spin on an old tactic.
It's easy to look in the obits and see, oh, this person had money. But now in the age of the internet and AI, you can go in their social media, you could target what's in the house.
And to prevent this, experts say you should make sure your home appears lived in by leaving a light on or a car in the driveway and install an alarm system. Tom?
Good tips there. All right. Thank you. We're back in a moment with why a former court clerk in Alex Murdaugh's murder trial pled guilty for what she did during the case. Stay with us. We're back now with a stunning collision caught on camera. Police footage shows a commuter train near Chicago. Look at this. Barreling towards a car stopped by the tracks. The train smashes right into the car, sending it flying backwards. The driver, though, suffered only very minor injuries. Also tonight, a guilty plea from a former court clerk involved in Alex Murdaugh's murder trial. Becky Hill pleaded guilty to 4 criminal charges. Hill admitted to showing photos of sealed court exhibits to a reporter and later lying about it. She will serve a year of probation. And in Tennessee, a Christmas surprise for some parade goers in Gatlinburg. Look at this, a huge black bear just joining the parade, sauntering down the road as the crowd watches. All right, when we come back, there is good news tonight this holiday season. The thrill of college basketball in Indiana meets a silent night tradition like you've never seen before. That's next. Finally, there's good news tonight about a beloved college basketball tradition, celebrated every holiday season and bringing new meaning to Silent Night. A sold-out night of Indiana basketball might seem raucous.
Taylor students will remain quiet.
But at the start of Silent Night at Taylor University, The only sound you hear is the squeak of sneakers on the court.
Students getting ready to erupt for that 10-point.
All is calm. That is, until the Trojans score their 10th point. That bucket sending costume-clad students flooding onto the court. Some dressed as pharaohs, the Flintstones, even Pickles. A madhouse, as if they had won it all. The colorful holiday tradition started at the Christian school back in 1997, always on the Friday before finals week, always awaiting that 10th point.
I would say we're celebrating a semester lived well. The whole university is there. It's unreal.
A way to blow off steam and appreciate a moment of unity. Culminating with a rendition of Silent Night, sung together, arms linked.
This is a very simple thing that I think inspires people and reminds people of how fun and how great people can be.
For these students, a reminder that silence, together, is golden. And that's Nightly News for this Monday. I'm Tom Llamas. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.